What's up, guys? I am Andrew. If you are new here, this is Coast to Coast Outdoor Adventures, a channel that's all about backpacking, hiking, camping, and the occasional gear review. And today I'm going to give you my honest opinion of the ZPacks Arc Haul 70 after 6 months of owning it and 60 plus miles using it. I'm gonna tell you what I like and don't like about it, so let's get into it.
What's up?
Alright, so I did a video of my initial review and opinion on this pack. You can check that out right here. And I talked about 4 main categories: weight, durability, organization, and cost. And I gave you my opinions based on those 4 categories in that video, so you can go check it out. But today, after having this for 6 months and using it for about 60 to 70-ish miles, I'm going to tell you what I like about it and I don't like about it. So, the first thing is the weight. When you buy this pack, you're obviously buying it because you want to be more lightweight. You're starting to go ultralight. Now, my backpack that I've always had is an Osprey Aether 70. And that pack weighs 5.5 pounds. So when you go from 5.5 pounds to this with the accessories that I purchased and everything is 1.5 pounds, I'm automatically saving 4 pounds. So I love that about it. But I will tell you this. If you're going to buy this pack, you need to have started your ultralight journey prior to buying this pack. Don't buy this pack if you don't have a lightweight shelter already. Don't buy this pack if you don't have a lightweight sleep system already. If you are just your typical backpacker, like, I consider myself to be, I had a tent that weighed 5 pounds. I had a sleeping bag that weighed 4.5 or 5 pounds. I had, a cook system and sleeping pad that wasn't the lightest. And so you have to start your ultralight journey with buying a lightweight shelter, buying a lighter weight sleeping system, buying a smaller, lighter weight cook pot and all that before you buy this pack. If you buy this pack and you put a 5-pound tent in it and a 5-pound sleeping bag and then your food and water and all that stuff, you're gonna be heavy. Now, it says that you can carry 40 pounds in this, and I want to speak to that. That's gonna bring up the first thing that I don't like about it, and that is, when you have 25 pounds in this pack or more, you start to hurt right here. Your shoulders start to get fatigued and start to feel sore, and you start to feel pain. Now, I've used this pack where I've had 20 pounds in it, and it's phenomenal. When you get 25 or 28, 28's the heaviest I've ever had in this pack. But when you get to 25 and up, your shoulders do hurt. So that is the first thing that I've noticed that I don't like about this pack. So the second category that I talked about in my other video is durability. Now, I've owned this thing for 6 months, and it has held up. When I first bought it, I didn't think that it would. The material felt like it was, kind of cheap. I mean no disrespect to ZPacks by that, but I've never owned a pack that's DCF. You know, I've never had the material, I've never felt it, never seen it, never experienced DCF material at all. So when you first look at it, it feels like it's cheap. And after using this for 6 months, it still looks the same. It has held up phenomenally. So I've got to give them credit. It has held up, and I believe that it will continue to hold up. YouTubers that I follow, I mean, they have their ZPacks packs for years and years, and it still looks the same in their videos to me. So I have to say, I think this is gonna hold up and be a good, durable backpack. So the third thing that I talked about was organization. Now, owning an Osprey, you have all kinds of organization. I mean, there's pockets galore. You got a sleeping bag compartment. There's at least 6 or 7 pockets on an Osprey Aether or an Atmos or whatever kind of Osprey pack that you're used to using. But I knew I was going to suffer with organization with this pack. But I will tell you this, having owned an Osprey my entire backpacking life and going to a pack that is essentially one big pocket and then your stretchy mesh pocket, I have adapted to it perfectly fine. The organization really hasn't bothered me. I have dialed this pack in and the way that I pack it to where I am organized. I'll give a shout out to Eric Hansen. He, in one of his videos, talked about a product, I think it's called a Packet Cube. And I use that with this pack. I really only just use one, and it's to kind of separate my clothing and camera equipment, like extra batteries and stuff that needs to be waterproof, because those things are waterproof. I use that. Everything else I just have it dialed in how I pack it, how I put my chair and my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag and my tent and my food bag and all that. It just all fits, and I have it dialed in how I pack this thing. So I've not really suffered or missed the organization from an Osprey pack. So hasn't affected me. And then the fourth thing that I talked about in my other video is the cost. This thing is freaking expensive. If you own one, you know, but this thing is $400 with no accessories. And I'm not sponsored by ZPacks. I have gotten to know the crew at ZPacks from going to Highlander the last couple of years. I've gotten to know Mateo and Field Trip and all those guys, but I'm not sponsored by them. I bought this thing with my own money to do a video of it, and it's expensive. $400. And that's not how much I paid for it. I bought the water bottle pocket, the phone pocket, the 2 hip belt pockets, a lumbar pad, and all in, guys, I paid $635 for this pack. $635. Compare that to an Osprey that's full retail price $400, $425. And you don't pay full retail for Osprey hardly ever. They're always on sale. My last Osprey I gave $290 for. So it's a huge ask to pay this much for a backpack. And for someone who's not a thru-hiker, who's not a professional backpacker, who's not going to use this thing for 6 straight months and live out of it for 6 straight months, it's a huge ask to pay that much money for a backpack. But even though it is that much money, I do love this pack. I will continue to use this pack. But I will say this. I am going to purchase other backpacks that aren't as expensive as this, that are just as lightweight. And I'm going to test those out. And will this pack remain my favorite? Will I continue to use this pack when I buy some other packs that are in the ultralight arena? I'll have to let you know when I get them and I try them out. But for now, my honest opinion of this pack, after having it for 6 months and 60 plus miles, is it's not for backpackers who don't already have ultralight gear. So don't buy it if you don't already have a lightweight shelter, sleep system, and all that. That's my first opinion and advice. My second advice and opinion is I think ZPacks kind of missed the mark saying that it can carry 40 pounds, specifically because your shoulders do start to hurt when you're carrying it. You're carrying like 25 or more pounds. So I think maybe they could do something a little different. Maybe beef up the shoulder pads. Or maybe it's in the frame. I don't know, but I think they need to do something better to truly carry 40 pounds. I've not carried 40 pounds. I've only carried 28, but my shoulders hurt at 28 pounds. And then my last piece of advice is, really, there's other backpacks that are in the $200 price point that are still the same weight, maybe a half a pound heavier, that you might consider looking at before getting this pack. I love ZPacks. I love all their crew. I love Mateo and Field Trip and all those guys, and I think they make an excellent product. But in my humble opinion, I think that there are other companies that make just as lightweight backpacks that you might consider instead of this one. I don't know. Do you own a ZPacks Arc Haul 70? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this pack. Let me know if you've carried 40 pounds in this pack and if it carries it, or if you know, your shoulders hurt and stuff like that. If you don't own a ZPacks, what pack do you own and would you recommend? Let me know in the comments. What pack should I buy next to test and review? Let me know in the comments as well. Guys, I appreciate you. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave comments, do all the YouTube stuff to help push this video out to more people so that this channel can grow. It's the number one most important thing that you can do to help me, and it costs you absolutely nothing. So hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave me a comment. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.
Look, tell a man no trouble. I don't want beef, man. I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on site. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hype, nah. No need for the snoozing.